Hello, my beautiful friends and beautiful spirits. Today's topic is a question that has come up various times in my coaching, and I am allowed to share the question anyway. This is the question or the issue that people come to me with. What do I do when I'm being attacked, accused of things, and I know it's not true? Okay, so as I say, it's not attacked physically, not in these cases anyway. But what happens? What do you do then when you are being attacked? It means that somebody is talking about you, maybe to you or about you, saying things that you know are not true. What do you do? So I've had clients who've come with this dilemma. Remember, I deal with relationships. I am a relationships coach. And so I deal not just with the relationship with yourself, but with others, and of course with the universe. This comes up a lot, so much. Now, there are various levels to this, and I can't go through everything in one video. So I'm just going to take a few bits. Number one, is it face to face or is it behind your back? It does make a difference, because not everybody will attack you in the sense that will say things to you to your face. Some people, they will choose to attack you behind your back, and there are two different things. How can you deal with that in each case? Because actually it is different. So I'm going to deal with face to face, and then I'll go through the behind your back as well, but face to face. So the first thing I want to do, whether it's face to face or behind your back, I need to ask this. What does it upset you so much? What does it bother you? That's the first thing I ask. So what is it that upset you? When I ask that, I ask the person to go into that space where they're going to start exploring. What is it that, out of that, what is happening, that situation is really upsetting me? What is it? You need to understand what is it that this person or people are really, what button are they pushing? Because that's what you need to deal with. Understand that it's from that place that you are going to deal with that. So of course I don't know what it is for you, whoever is watching. So what is it for you? I would obviously then work with you personally exactly on that, because I don't know. Let's look at general reasons, maybe different issues that people have. You see, it bothers us because there is something in there that is screaming, and it could be like injustice, unfairness. I'm not having that. Why are you being nasty? Why are you saying those things? I know this is not true. I know this is not true. Why are you saying these things? So we feel that it's an injustice. So this is from our point of view, right? We're taking it from the person who is feeling that. So from that point of view, I work with that person, because there are different ways of working through this. It's injustice. It's not fair. It really is not fair. Why? Why am I being accused? Why are they saying things that are not real. Why? And people are listening, and and I have to put up with that, and I don't want to hear that. It's not fair. You see what happens? We come from the child within us. That unfairness we've lived somehow, that injustice we've lived in the past, comes back. And that is from that place that we're reacting to what that person is saying. It's not fair. Why? I want to put everybody straight. I want that person to admit that they are just accusing me wrongly, or what they are saying is not true. I want them to admit it, and they won't admit it. You see, when we are children, let's face it, as parents, we don't always know what's happened. Children, especially when you have more than one child. So when you have just one child, well, it's probably easier to believe your child who's saying, oh, that kid there, that boy, that girl hurt me, or they said this, or you might think, yeah, I tend to believe my child. Okay. It's not like that all the time. So when you have siblings, it then becomes a little bit more difficult. Who do I believe? Because as a parent of 3 boys, I've been put in that situation many times. Who do you believe? And then you are accused anyway. You always take that side. Oh, and then the other one, oh, you take this out. This is how it works. So inevitably, as a child, we are going to be faced with injustice. If you find that the parent or parents, they're really trying, and it's like, okay, I'm not too sure who to believe here, but we're going to deal with this situation, and that's a lot more positive. But when you are always the one who is never believed, who is the child who is made maybe to apologize, to give things back, or to give things away, to share when the others never share, and whatever goes through a little mind, and we feel that unfairness, and that has never been healed, never been dealt with, never soothed, it will always come out. And it does for so many people. From that place, we feel that injustice. We are back in that place of thinking, not again. And I'm not putting up with that anymore. No more. That's it. I'm an adult. Sometimes we don't go there. Sometimes we put up with it. Sometimes we still allow that to happen. But in a child, that space still comes out. It's those hurts. Now, because we are not healed from that, because we haven't been soothed, we have not understood how to, to put the love in there, the healing, if you want to call it that, but we haven't learned how to get to the higher frequency from that. Because when we heal, when we work at all this, or work, whatever word you want to use, we ascend into a higher frequency. And so that is being left behind. But when it's not, we're still in the realm of ego. We are still in that ego mind. The ego mind is going to bring all this back to you with fear. Fear of, this injustice, of not belonging, of rejection, even maybe abandonment. All this, not good enough, that fear, I'm not good enough, and this is presented again. And not only that, but it's that injustice. It comes back because we are bringing the past into this present moment. If that is the case, then I work with my client on what has caused that. I cannot do this here. I cannot do this here unless I had somebody and then I worked with that person there, here in front of you. Simply because I would then need to ask you to find out how you felt. I mean, there is a whole process of that. You know, awareness, once you become aware, so once I work with you through that, you then become aware. You now look at that from a different angle. Your perspective then changes. And so from that place, you can then look at the person who's saying that and not accepting that. Doesn't matter. Is it injustice if you don't believe that there is actually even a situation? Is there? We only feel that it's unjust, that it's unfair, when we believe that there is a situation. You see? So if I take myself out of there and I just allow that person to be ranting and calling me names and doing this, and it doesn't mean anything to me, because clearly I look at that and I think, I have no idea where you're coming from. I don't even align with what you're saying. This really clearly is a story that you've created. No, it's nothing to do with me. You can deal with it that way. Of course, we can do that anyway, but you also need to understand, or to take the power away from that initial situation, that initial hurt, pain. You know, that time when you felt the pain. Because from that place, from that time onward, every time you've met that situation again, you've taken on a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And this is why we get to a time where it really means so much. And we are so angry at this, you see, because it's been there for a long time. And we've added to it, you see, because we then have had more evidence of how unjust people are towards us. We have had more evidence, because this is what a program is being programmed. Once you install the program, you need to deal with that. You know, you need to reprogram it, or you need to get rid of it. This is why I have come across young people, so maybe in their 20s, who are still going through that, and they're still getting angry. I mean, come on, let's face it, as a teacher, I have young children from 11 onwards, then school age, who are so angry. They are so angry, and I sit, and if I make that mistake of, you know, you have 30 children in front of you and this happens, and you are then trying to do your best there, but you make that mistake, that you are being unjust. Because believe me, we do it sometimes, we don't mean to. But, okay, you did that, that's it. I know that child is so triggered. And so, because I'm a coach, I know how to deal with that, right? And I can appease that. I know how to speak around that, and you know how to appease the whole situation, even with the others. So, but I can see it. I can really see that anger. When I then have later on people in their 40s, 50s, even later, sometimes some of these anger has turned into that it doesn't matter. They're like giving up. It's sad. It really is sad in themselves. And they still say to me, well, what can I do? You know, and it's almost like they lied is not shining anymore. They feel that injustice, and they can't do anything anymore. So from that place, you need to come away from that. You need to heal that child within. You need to speak to that child and say, hey, the grown-ups at the time, they either had no idea what was going on, they did that from their own perspective, they probably didn't mean any harm, right? And if you actually have a parent who did mean harm, listen to this then. It is their own issues. They were doing that because they were so into their own issues, whatever that was, but that was not you. It was an injustice because you were not worthy, because you were not enough, because you were not good enough, because they didn't love you, because they thought you were crap or whatever, and then you felt like you were crap, and whatever you felt like. Understand, that is not wise. So I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation so many times, and even still now. That's how it is. So, when you deal with some people, and I don't want to get too much into narcissistic people because that is such an area on its own. I really need to do more just on that, like a whole series just on that, honestly. But understand that when you are dealing with people like that, believe me when I say it's nothing to do with you. Honestly, nothing to do with you. It is always about them, because that's how they are wired. That's how they are programmed. They come always from that place. Their perspective of life is very different. They always come from that place of self-entitlement. And so they will put themselves at the top before anyone else. Anyone else. Believe me, we deal with parents, and I know because I come from that experience myself as a child of that. Really, you are nothing. You are nothing. It's them first. And they also come from the victimhood. They might not say it as such, but they will make sure that they tell you how they've suffered. What do you mean you're suffering? What have you got to complain about? What is it with you? Do you know where, what happened to me, what I had to deal with, me? And they don't see that as injustice, what they're doing to you. They don't care. I'm sorry to say that, but I had to face that truth. I really had to. And he sent me into sadness, tears. I had to grieve because I knew that I was told, my therapist told me, that was years ago, I'm sorry to say, you now have to understand that you are never, ever, ever going to have a mother as you see other of your friends. Those relationships, it's like a friend and all this caring, caring, affectionate, encouraging, and you're never going to have that. Sorry, but this is your reality. Injustice is always going to be there because that person is always going to talk about you like that, or even to you, and this is one area. I'm not going to go too much about that. You need to understand that when you deal with narcissistic people, it is a completely new experience, out of the ordinary. When you feel that injustice, then please self-soothe that. Explain to the child within and to yourself. You can do that mirror work if you want to. You can do that when you're writing. You can do that when you walk. I do a lot of therapy, like self-soothing, in my walking meditation and my meditation. So you can do that, and through that, loving yourself, understand how then, as you are moving to the higher frequency, how these people are just never going to be in that same frequency, in that same vibration as you, to give you that compassion, that love, that understanding, that affection. None of that. They're just not going to do it. But please don't take it personally. So what else? What else can I say about this? There is so much to say about this. Honestly, I need to do more than one video for this. So this is one of the answers that could be, is that injustice. We don't like it because it's unjust, and we're bringing that injustice from our childhood. And that's where it really is coming from. So you need to soothe that. You need to work on that situation, because in the now, you can soothe the now. You can say, right now, it's not the same injustice, because now I'm an adult, because now I'm not going to accept that, because now, quite honestly, it doesn't matter. You see, when we are children, it does matter. We believe it does matter. As I explain in my book, when we are children, we want to feel safe. Of course we do. I mean, we can't survive on our own. So we pick up on that. We need to be safe. Oh, when am I safe? Well, when the grown-ups like me, when they love me, when they, I do things to please them, they seem to do things that are going to be for my benefit. So, okay, so if I have to please them, and if I do things and it doesn't please them, the consequences are this. So, okay, and we learn a lot at that time. We learn a lot, again, depending on who our parents are. They can be the most loving people in the world, but when we leave them, even as children, we go to school, other people around, the experience is different. And that's where we learn, if we haven't learned that from our parents or one of our parents, or, that safety place is supposed to be, we learn that afterwards. We learn that anyway, because this is the world we are living in. So we want to belong. We want to feel that we are safe. And so we start pleasing them. And when there is injustice, we are not safe. So we either go along with that, we accept it, we put up with it. We learn that, especially with those really harsh parents who are going to shut us down. You might have a really wonderful parent and the other one being very manipulative. And when they are very manipulative, they know when to do this. They know that, and they know how to manipulate the other parent anyway. So from that place, of course, this is why we put up with that. Now, you are an adult. The anger you feel because of the injustice, you can do something about it yourself. You no longer need those people to believe you in order to be safe. You don't. So from that place, now, as an adult, rebuke that. I don't care what you think about me. Do you know what? In fact, I don't even have to please you. And when you come from a place of love, so when I help my clients, of course, it's all about love. It's all about that love. I do not stay in the ego place. I know that some clients have come to me from maybe other counselors, other experiences they've had, and especially also from when they've had friends helping them. And often when friends don't understand, they will stay in the ego place. Well, you tell them what to say, you tell them to do this, and it's attack back. You attack back, you do this, and that's still from the ego place. You see, I help you get to the loving place, to the higher frequency. The way then you see everything is so different, isn't it? If you are on the aeroplane and or from one of these hot air balloons, at the top, and you see, for one, it's calmer, isn't it? You don't deal with the bzzz, all the anger, all the people there at the lower level there. You put yourself up here. And now, the way you are dealing with that is very different. Very different. And that is where I take my clients. That's where then the freedom they reconnect with is unbelievable. That's what they say. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I am here, and that from here life is different. Yes. So think about that then. So that is one thing to remember. Now you do not have to feel threatened, to feel that you're not safe, because now you're an adult. Oh my gosh, I was there even as an adult. I mean, honestly, I share some of these stories, but I allowed someone, you see, I never felt safe. So I didn't feel safe as a child. And I didn't feel safe for such a long time as an adult. And because of that, the child within me still believed that these grown-ups could really hurt me. And that's why I allowed this to happen, on a financial level as well. When this person does everything because they know that they have, or at least they believe they have that power financially to, and it was always the threats. If you don't do that, I'm not going to pay for the children anymore. If you don't do that, I'll make sure that this, if you don't do that, it was awful. And I believed I was not safe financially. I believed that he was going to take everything away, the house, everything. And I allowed the bullying to continue for a long time, to the point where I sold my house, gave what I had to give back, and that's it. From that minute, that was it. I went free. Because people are going to use anything. They're going to use anything they can to keep you in that place where you believe you're not safe. You need to understand that you are safe. There are so many things you can, and you are a powerful person. You have got the universe on your side. You really have. And I tapped into that more and more until I really had to get to the point of believing, knowing within myself. You see, now I help other people to do that. But when you're on your own, it's very difficult to, you can hear, you can get all this advice, but until you have somebody alongside you to show you, like a coach, then I had somebody who came more and more in that place. But otherwise, it was, honestly, I allowed not one, but two main people to manipulate, especially on that financial safety place, until I created my own financial safety. And you can do that. But, it doesn't even have to be on that. So it is on various loving, like people feel lonely, so they stay with people and they allow all this. And then they'll say, I'm being attacked all the time, I'm being treated like this, I'm being spoken in a horrible way, disrespectfully, I'm being shouted out, I'm being accused of doing this, that's not true, what do I do? And it is from that place I mean, that is one example. As I say, there are so many different reasons, but this is all I'm going to cover today because there's too much. So it is from that place of the child within us is not feeling safe, and we are allowing that to happen. That is why. So we need to understand, no, I'm not only like I'm an adult, but I am a powerful, magnificent extension of the universe. The universe is within me, and I am of higher consciousness. When I understand that, when I believe that, when I know it in my heart, and then I start living that truth, and I allow the universe to show me to come here in this space and to show me, so I'm now allowing and attracting all that, and I'm walking firmly in that truth. I am safe. Everything always works out well for me. Everything always works out well for me, and I am safe. No matter what these people are telling me, I am safe. When you get to that place, it changes completely. It really changes completely. We are not that child anymore, feeling the injustice that we have to allow that to happen. I allowed that for too long, far too long. And I can tell you, it's a lot easier than you think it is. It is your decision. That's it. When you make that decision, you're cutting that tie, that invisible tie. Honestly, that's what happens. You cut that invisible tie, and it's like, whew, they've gone. You know, it's like almost like they have something, you know, at the back, and they pulled away from you because you've now cut that, and they've gone. It was so much easier than I thought, and it's lifted off you. So believe me when I say that you can do that too. I really, even with the knowledge I had, I still allowed some of that, and I had to understand where it was coming from. I could not understand what is causing me still being there. And that's what it was. So that's the injustice, and that's because of that safety place. So be brave. You can do this. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You came, you are the essence of love. And that is the essence of freedom. And that is the essence of God. God is love, freedom, whatever you want to call it, that higher consciousness, right high, the universe. You are that. You are the essence of that in a physical body. And while we believe our limitations within this body and this reality, this is what it's going to keep coming if you stay in that reality. Get yourself to the higher frequency. Get yourself there from that higher plane where you can see and things are different from there. And then from there, honestly, wow, you can just, it's magnificent, and you deserve it. You are a magnificent being. You are the essence of love. And come on, we need this human race to start understanding their power. We need to uplift each other. We really need to uplift more and more, and come here, come to the higher frequency place, because from here it's love, it's compassion, it's peace, it's joy in that pure energy. No conditions. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't even look at other people to measure, who you are. We are all there. We are all enjoying that we are brothers and sisters. We are all enjoying that we are love. And it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. So please, we need you in that place. So start thinking about it. Now, if this is not really the place where you're coming from, I am going to do more videos on this. So please don't, please subscribe, because then you'll be notified as soon as I put another one. And I hope this has helped you anyway. Really hope this has helped you. Sometimes it's just first step. It's that seed. And then maybe something has been triggered, something resonates with you now. Maybe you can't see the full picture, that's fine. Come back later on and listen to it again. I can't tell you how many times I've had to listen to things, and every time I get something new. Like the universe speaks to me, sends me a different picture each time. It's magnificent. I mean, it's so wonderful. It's so powerful, actually. So come back, and maybe something else will pop up and you think, wow, yes, actually this is true now, and I need to release that. And then another time, oh, now I need to release that. Okay? So I hope this has really helped you. And if it has, please like it. It'll be wonderful. Leave a comment. I would love to find out how you feel about this, if it's helped you. Please share. I would love for you to share as well with people who might need it. We all need to get to the healing place. I know it's ongoing, but we all need to get to the higher place. And subscribe, please. That would be so wonderful, so that more and more people will be able to find me. But that's it for today. I wish you all the best for today, whenever you're listening to this. And I just send you so much love. I send you the most loving energy, from brothers and sisters to brothers and sisters. I send you all that powerful, loving energy, that awareness, that that soothing place. I am here with you. You are not alone. I am here with you. So please feel that. In this day and age, with this technology, we can actually share that, because it's energy. That's the power of it. So I am here with you. So that's that for today. And wherever you are, I am sending you lots and lots of love.